Test, are we live? If I go really loud, it doesn't really go above -5 decibels. Pretty good. Pretty good. Hopefully everything else sounds okay.
Here over at PRG, if you're interested, we got the Texas tournament that will be kicking off shortly. So come on over, plenty of seats available to come and sit down, get it going. We have a chock-full day of great Texas action. Some of the best players in the world here going to showcase what they can do with dance. They'll be coming on over, so we'll get that announced in a little bit. So please come on in, have a seat. Also visit the merch booth. We got great stuff over there for sale for Best of 5 and also our own merch for Jonas Cup tees. And then also we will have a special guest kicking off the tournament for us, maybe joining us in a few minutes. So once they come on over, they'll introduce themselves and we will get things going. Also the great Sergio will be giving our Texas anthem as well shortly. So folks, come on down, plenty of time, still got a few more minutes, get a seat, and get ready to go.
Just make sure it recognizes the device. I hate looking at this. My brain goes blank.
I feel that.
I put a notebook on your chair.
Oh, okay.
That was a nice catch.
We are live.
Cam isn't.
Not yet.
Don't put Cam live. I don't want my face on that, John. But this is okay, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the only way I can angle that is with the TV or the monitor. Not bad.
Right. I mean,
It's better than like fussing with that all the time. I mean, we can turn it more. We can turn the TV. No, that's not stable.
that's funny though. And this has to like kind of turning.
You wanna hit transition? You wanna be on the screen?
I think that. That one yet. Oh, that's on you, bro. All right.
Alright, you can hit it back. Sick.
Is this recording?
Yeah, green's recording. Oh no, red's recording. You did that as if you've never done that.
I've never done it.
Let's see. Why even my secret?
No, we have.
What? I need to exit switch. What you doing?
Oh, we can't do the half thing. 'Cause I want to like have like. Where is our shit?
It's here. Snack of water.
So much.
Yeah.
Steelship Company?
Yeah.
Back here too. Get you all shipped up.
top
That's
level?
Scout. I don't know what King's plan is. No, I'm handling like NTC OBS in here. Scout and Mullen will compensate.
Scout, yeah.
Mullen.
Mullen? Nice. That'll be fun.
That's a good combo.
I think that's a first time duo. Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you just want it up there? You just want it up. I could project it up there. It doesn't need to go to stream.
No.
Like,
No.
it could be here, not on
No.
stream.
I'm fine with doing this. I just want DMJ now.
Is everything basically working how it should then? You're talking about some. You were just talking yesterday about some things that need to be.
Everything's good. Got a webcam in here now, so we can.
Oh, commentator.
Incredible.
Oh, we're live.
We are live.
A boba.
There are some lurkers. NTC was fully calibrated. Very happy with that. It was a pain Saturday morning though.
Yeah. Well, it went way better than the actual CTWC did.
Yeah.
That was like,
Yeah.
it's like ready to scrap this things. It's like,
Brennan Java set it up very, very well.
but we did learn something. I don't think the videos went to this. So that was like something we learned. Has to be returned with the video.
Oh yeah, we're using the vision part. But at the same time, that program's necessary for splitting the captures from that single capture. Oh, you need some.
DMJ's going to the restroom, but yeah. Do not. You already did your show, dang it, dude. You already did it, bro.
Going cam again?
No, not yet. I'm literally just waiting for DMJ, and that's it. What the Sigma?
What the Sigma?
Guys, I'll say after yesterday, my voice is a little bit shot, so please bear with me. Don't wait for any more screams from me. But probably do. I'll probably still throw out my voice for no reason.
Boba.
Oh my god, I made myself content. Ain't no way. A boba. A boba.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is
Are you
now
doing that on
time
me?
for the second day, our grand finals of the first ever Jonas Neubauer Cup. Today's going to be a very special day, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to celebrate the 7-time world champion, and today we will also crown someone to get a chance to go all the way out to Germany and represent the United States at the World Championship for DAS. So the way that we always kick it off in great celebration is we're going to let our man, Mr. Sergio from the Holograms, is going to lead us off with the Tetris anthem. Sergio, my man, take it away. Real championship caliber field here with, of course, Sergio kicking us off with our Tetris national anthem. Thanks so much for doing that. I'm your old pal Van Dweller. We've got Kingsman here in the booth. We are just about ready to get started with our top 16 for the Jonas Neubauer Cup, the first one ever, King. I am super excited. And I am too, man. You know, this is a special day. It's a special moment that we're going to have in gaming history. We're crowning the first ever champion to hold up that Jonas Cup beautiful trophy that is going to be presented to someone today. 16 of the the best players here today.
Yo, yo, yo. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Oh, that is a nice morning baritone voice there.
Yeah, I got a serious morning baritone.
I did realize that when recording videos. I used to record them at night, and then I realized, actually, best time is Saturday morning.
Oh.
I don't have to go to work, and I still have that morning voice.
It's
and I'm not tired at the end of the day.
Specifically after Friday night, because that's when you might have something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because alcohol does make the voice lower, which is why the lowest voice I have in the whole year is during this tournament.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see, I'll get in a little bit closer here so we're both on cam
Oh,
together.
yeah, we're very snugly.
Oh, I guess it's still on preview.
This comes out too, right? I might just hold it.
Hello.
Holding it might be better for me.
Oh, yeah.
That is our prize pool that we're trying to fund to get the winner.
All right.
Cologne.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I see chat. I think people are here.
Yeah.
And
we can see that grow. You know, I believe.
feel free to trash talk us, chat. We'll trash talk you right back.
What's up, Hepta, Lucy, Sonic, DS, Deck, C-Dubs, 6ud1, welcome, first time chatter, and Blue Scooty's grandpa.
Blue Scooty's grandpa.
The legend.
That's who I was hoping to see today, actually. I don't even know yet which matches we're commentating. I can't wait to find out. Maybe it'll be Blue Scooty. Maybe it won't.
Looks like we get to commentate DMJ, Meme, Timmy Kim, and is that NGC Man?
Oh, that is NGC Man, where memes... Well, they got memes named twice. There are people I root for in this, but the thing is, all of these people are people I root for.
Yeah.
NGC Man, I'm probably rooting for. Meme is from Minnesota. DMJ's got that leather jacket. Timothy is my guy. So they're all great.
Yeah. Now that was the really fun experience I had commentating yesterday, where I didn't know who I was going to get to commentate either. It was just this parade of people that are awesome. I want to root for them all to do well. They've all contributed to the community in different levels, in different ways. It's cool to be able to celebrate them all here.
And it's exciting to commentate with you because you are such an icon of Tetris, itself and of Tetris content.
Oh my gosh!
Your videos are some of the things I make sure to watch.
I appreciate it so much. I mean, it's incredible to commentate with you.
You won't think that by the end.
Well, I'll say, like, when I first got into Tetris, it was watching that little Eli doc made in 2014, and then I found SSC of Order, and I didn't know really about the scene at all at that time. I didn't know who was going to win, so I was actually rooting for you.
Oh, good.
In the movie. So you're the first person I was rooting for.
I was the person who, probably should have won. But the problem is, at the time and now, I just wasn't good.
Well, I think it was tough because the competition meta hadn't been developed yet.
Yeah.
But I did see you were one of the people that actually did one of the formats right, where you had to line out, and it was like by lines instead of score.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody else was like setting up Tetrises, which is like the worst strategy for that, and you did them in out.
Yeah.
Because I could tell by your very low score, like you were doing it right.
Yeah, just lining out. And now someone asked, Ben, what was your strat to get the lines world record before 2010? So, 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
Oh, I think we're about to get started.
We're actually off and running.
Yeah, so the experience on CT2 is we kind of get dragged along by whatever's happening on CT1 because they announce the room.
Yeah.
So
nothing much happens in the beginning of games anyway, so I'll speak to this question. What was my strat? So at the time, you could get into the movie Ecstasy of Order if you held a world record or if you qualified. Mm-hmm. And I was afraid I wouldn't qualify, so I thought, what's an easy world record to get? The lines one was pretty low. It was 293. So I'm like, well, I can beat that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just did, and so I'm actually not really particularly good at getting lines compared to anybody. I just did that one time to get into the movie.
Yeah, that's shockingly low that it was that back then. I guess just nobody ever tried for it, really.
Nobody really cared about it. Yeah, so that's the story of me. As I leech off things nobody cares about.
Hey, I mean, somebody has to care first. I remember you were the trendsetter for no rotation.
Oh, yeah.
The very first person to do that and was featured in the movie.
Yeah.
And then now there's a whole bunch of other players. That one guy, Zoltan, has pushed it to incredible heights.
How's he gotten?
He's kind of like 70 or 80 lines or something. Insane.
Jeez, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, so we've got these incredible matches going on underway. Up at the top, there is a drought forming. Timothy up to, okay, drought ends at like 22. NGC Man similarly ends the drought, and both cashing it in.
Yeah, everybody's doing well. The only notable thing, if it's notable at all this early, is that DMJ has opened up a bit of a lead over Meme. Meme did not Tetris much in the beginning. Must have been burning, and I wasn't even noticing. But
Yeah.
they both got good screens now, and they're off and running.
Timothy with a big sigh as he made a hole in his stack. Yeah, so he's going to be unable to Tetris for a little bit, but it's okay. That game is still close. Opens up the well, has some dependencies though. Oh, he didn't go for the tuck. I don't know if he saw it, but he is good. Oh, okay.
Oh, that is several.
Let's see how he handles this. Oh, what the heck?
People are saying Meme's score seems misaligned. Is that true?
Oh, yeah, it is. It is misaligned. You can't have 24,055 lines.
Oh, yeah. And so something's going on there.
Yeah.
That game actually might be closer than we know.
Yeah, it's a Nestris Champs calibration issue. Something about the score is just a little bit off. So one of our tech producers will pull that up and fix it in due time.
That actually speaks to it, because I was thinking, I don't remember her suffering in the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
Apparently
yeah.
she wasn't. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
we can actually get a hint of how they're doing. We don't have the exact scores, but we do have their Tetris rates. So it'll appear again once this drought is over. We can see a 22-piece drought forming over here.
So it seems likely that Meme is in fact winning at the moment.
Meme did have a
73% or something.
Yes, so Meme is actually ahead. So DMJ has a 59% Tetris rate, and I believe they're fixing Meme's calibration right now.
Yeah,
So
that's why her screen ain't moving.
we'll see it in just a moment. Meanwhile, up at the top, it is very close between Timmy Kim and NGC Man.
Yeah, NGC and Timothy are super solid. They're just
Absolutely.
not going to do much wrong.
NGC Man, one of the very few people with a DAS 1.3 million.
That is an incredible rarity.
It is. And he made a wonderful video about it on his channel, all about his progression and his journey to get there,
Yeah.
along with this crazy dancing video. It's a parody of a Psy song. I think the original lyrics are like, I got it from my body, and he's dancing around to, I got it from RNG.
Oh my god. Yeah, DAS 1.3. I don't even have a 1.2.
Oh.
My best is 1.177.
I think I've watched that game where it was very close.
It was close. I mean, being close is being close.
Yeah.
What about your Tetris progression? What's your best now? I saw you set a personal record yesterday.
I got
level 19.
I got my first 800,000 on level 19.
That's
but yeah,
incredible.
I haven't played very much in a while. I just mostly transitioned to making videos because I realized my place in community is not as a top player. I barely make it into these things, and I'll always get like bounced first round anyway. So I try to contribute in a way that is, filling a gap. And right now, these players are doing an incredible job filling all their gaps in their stacks. All great boards.
What a callback.
Timmy Kim clears up his stack, and all these players are getting close to transition now, so they do not want to get into any trouble, especially on these final lines. The transition is especially deadly for DAS players.
Yeah.
Because you are very much more restricted by what parts of the board you can access. With rolling, you can really access most of the board, even on 19, which is insane. But for DAS, it really becomes a different game once you get to 19.
All right, they seem to have fixed Meme's score, so it's a very close game on the bottom. They're trading off who's in the lead, and on they go. We are nearing transition, in fact, on all four screens, and everybody has what looks to be maxable transitions, so we can see some good stuff here.
They're all transitioning with over 500,000, which is kind of the baseline check mark where if you want to get a max, you at least want to ideally get over 500,000, mid 500,000.
Yeah.
You can max off of 400, but it's difficult.
DMJ's screen is a little worrisome. Oh, that's going to make it a lot worrisome.
Okay, but he gets the perfect L. He gets the L and a J. Nice. Line, he needed that.
Oh, that's what he needed. There it is.
Nice quick tap. And then he doesn't get the square over. Maybe he lost dash, but he should be able to get out of this. Perfect square again for the left.
Right there. That's what he needs in the long bar, and he is fixed.
Yeah, so
wow.
Line pieces kind of get all the attention in Tetris because they're needed for Tetrises. But when you're playing level 19, the pieces you really come to love are squares and Ls. They are the heroes for fixing your stack on the left.
Yeah, squares and Ls are championship caliber pieces. I think Spavar's on CT1.
Oh my gosh, and Timmy Kim is in a monster dig here. I don't know if this is survivable.
And it's not.
Okay, small chase down for NGC Man. He needs about 5,000 points. One Tetris would do it, or a triple.
He'll be done by the end of this sentence.
And he gets the triple. So game 1 to NGC Man. Very well done. Looks like they were battling through a drought at the time.
You know, I haven't even asked him, but what does NGC Man stand for?
I actually don't know. I'll have to...
Northern German... I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking back to maybe it's related to his career, but his career is he is an actuary, so there's not an A in there.
Yeah.
So...
He probably knows my likelihood of getting hit by a car.
He's a very great person to talk to about the whole insurance industry and everything. Very knowledgeable and smart for someone who's just 24.
Nintendo GameCube. I think that actually is right. I was told that yesterday and I had already forgotten.
All right, I think we missed an incredible dig from DMJ there. So many games to look at. Both of our players are starting again on the top in game number 2. Timmy hoping to even this up, while NGC Man hoping to take a commanding 2-0 lead, but we are barreling towards the end of the game at the bottom. Only 3.5 levels to go. And they're in a drought again.
They're in a drought again. DMJ slams down a Tetris to take the lead. And
this is very close. Anybody's game.
Yeah.
This is a little bit below max out pace. We probably won't see max outs, but they could get like low to mid 900,000s if they play clean. DMJ is having to burn though.
Yeah, Meme's got the better stack, could retake the lead. It's going to be a very exciting finish to this one.
Yeah, but even though the pace lead is important, having a true lead is also incredibly important because you can top out at any moment, especially with the volatility of DAS here at the end of the games when players are being pushed to be more aggressive, trying to squeeze out any last points they can. DMJ is behind. He will need points on this final level.
Yeah, so he's got to go a little aggressive.
Oh my gosh.
That was nice. He's going to need this very piece, and then he gets it.
He gets it. So he has 2 Tetrises available. He's probably not going to be set up for both.
He's going to have to do a little burn, but Meme also has trouble.
He only has a triple available, but he needs it.
Oh,
he needs the triple. He needs the triple, and he's not going to get it.
No.
2,000 point difference, and Meme takes the game. Meme is shocked. Oh my goodness.
That was quite the finish. And you'll notice Meme, of course, had a 24-line drought for most of that game.
And it's so tough. Again, in that moment, DMJ only needed to just line out that final level, but he could have had no way of knowing that in the moment. He was trying to go for those final Tetrises, so he was holding out for the dependencies.
Yeah, that's a tough loss to take.
Yeah.
A relieving win to get, I imagine.
Yeah.
Made international headlines this year as the first person ever to.
So, meanwhile, Tim and NGC Man up at the top. They're both deep into their second game. They are not quite on... Oh, Tim setting up a Vitz. That was very clever. We'll see if it resolves perfectly. He will need a T or something, and it's just not coming.
It really did not resolve well at all, but that happens.
That was a very clever gamble, but it just did not pay off that time with the RNG that he got.
Vitz are dangerous maneuvers, inherently.
He is going to get the Vitz,
cool.
but
there we go.
It just did not resolve the stack cleanly at that point. He's still going to have to do quite a bit of digging.
Yeah.
Oh, but they're exactly tied. for a brief moment.
Yeah, NGC Man should be able to capitalize on this a bit and take the lead.
Yeah, and he does take the lead with that Tetris. But, Tim setting up another T-spin here. He does get the T. We'll see if he can hit the T-spin.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Nicely hit. No extra points in NES Tetris, but invaluable for cleaning up the stack without any additional holes.
So we are on the final day of this competition, and for those of you at home, that means that tonight we have the after party.
We do.
So just a little insider knowledge about the fun we have here in Portland. We're all going to hang out. You're going to see pictures on whatever social media you use, and we're going to have a good time.
We are. No, absolutely. I always recommend coming out to these events, and it's so wonderful to get to see new faces every single time. I've met players at this event that I never thought I would, even before coming here. From that 8-year-old kid yesterday to, some of the players I had never seen play before live. NGC Man, he hasn't been to that many in-person events.
Yeah.
I think this is his biggest event ever, he was saying.
He was at Pasadena, wasn't he?
He wasn't. He's never been to CTWC.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Man.
It's never worked out with his schedule. The actuary training exams always seem to line up with CTWC for him.
Well, he's a busy man.
He is a busy man.
Is Classic Tetris Latin America still around? I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, we got Pollo Salazar in the chat confirming that. One of the legends of LATAM.
LATAM is eternal. And it's too bad Pollo isn't here, speaking of which.
Yeah,
You are missed. Every one of you who is not here, you are missed. All right, so who's in the lead? Meme has a lead of about 40K on the bottom.
Yeah, Tim with a very nice spin there to resolve the little bit of a hole in his board. Not a hole, but a little chasm on the side.
Yeah. NGC Man with a very small lead up top, so it's pretty close all around.
Pretty neck and neck. DMJ unfortunately had made a little bit of a hole there, but that game is still very close, less than a Tetris apart. But Meme can capitalize on this a little bit. Has a clean board, while DMJ will be stuck digging for at least a few lines. Now, or go ahead. Point.
So, you qualified yesterday.
I did, yes.
You did very well.
Wow. It was a lower than average qual for me.
Well, okay, that's fair. Also lower than average for me for most of the time. It was hard up there. A lot of people had tough quals.
Yeah.
Some people I hang out with were really struggling in qualification, but they made it.
Yeah, no, there's different vibes to quals every time. It's a whole different set of pressure to deal with.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, NGC Man and Tim have transitioned up at the top with low 500,000s each. So we could see some great scores up here at the top. We both know both of these players are very capable. Tim himself, he has a high 1.1 DAS PB, so can definitely bring it on DAS.
Yeah, this could progress towards max outs. It's very possible.
Yeah, if you can get a couple Tetrises quickly out of the gate on pass 19, you can quickly recover a max out pace. But Tim needs something for the left. Gets a quick tap over.
Oh, yeah.
Very nicely done. He needs some good pieces to survive this, but he's getting them.
He's getting what he needs.
So he filled that long bar dependency.
Oh, beautiful.
Perfect T-spin. That was very clutch.
All right.
And NGC Man doing some screen looking. He does have about 3 Tetris lead, so
yeah, it's a pretty solid lead at this point.
He can have a little bit of a cushion to not take any major risks, but he does not want to fully take his foot off the gas because this is a very recoverable deficit if he were to run into any trouble and Timmy Kim were to get on fire, which
Absolutely.
he is right now. There's another Tetris for Timmy Kim.
Yeah, NGC Man also on fire. A couple some burning going on. Well, the opposite of burning.
Yeah, Tim, and that's a very crucial moment for Timmy Kim. He needed that Tetris to bail him out of that situation after that hang. Would have been difficult for him to burn at the top there.
He's got digging, and the digging is going to be more and more problematic as time goes on because that deficit keeps getting bigger.
Yes. Although it's so tough because the situational calculus can change at a moment, as we saw at that first game at the bottom, where suddenly instead of going pedal to the metal on 28, the optimal strategy was to line out. And it's just so hard to know until that moment arises. So yeah, right now Timmy Kim does just have to put the pedal to the metal. He's down, well, a Tetris and a half, but he is behind in lines. So he needs to just regain this lead at this point to have some confidence going into these final levels and not have to go, sell out his stack.
Meme has a little lead and a better stack down below, and up top it's closer now, but still a little bit of a lead and a good stack for NGC Man.
It is. NGC Man does cash in his Tetris. He does have a few more lines available to work with, but he cannot let this lead. That Timmy Kim with a very costly misdrop on the left, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It only has one hole in the stack, but that's just going to mean he's going to have to spend a lot of lines burning
it's
here.
It's going to be a lot of lines, and that's really going to be tough.
And it's going to be very hard for Timmy Kim to make up this deficit, and that's going to be it.
He had a great last second adjustment there, and then the game didn't like him, and he has topped out. And that's a game to NGC Man.
NGC Man pulling up. We'll see if NGC Man's going to do the patented mullen here.
He wants to honor my memory and, not my memory, my presence.
Oh, we'll see if he can get the max out.
It's possible, isn't it?
It's very... No, he needs more than one Tetris, so he'll have to set up for a Tetris and change on the kill screen. So he cashes in the single. We'll see what he can do. Oh, he can't get the LPs to the left.
But that's a very good game.
And meanwhile, down at the bottom, DMJ and Meme are deep into the level 19 territory. Meme does have a big lead, so DMJ really would want this game. He does not want to go down 0-2.
Yeah, it's tough to come back 0-2 against Meme, and Meme is not letting up. All gas, no brakes, Meme.
100,000 point lead for Meme. That's 4.5 Tetrises.
Oof.
But Meme is ahead a level, so DMJ will have a few more lines to work with here at the end.
And DMJ's super clean, so that's the kind of thing he needs to be doing.
DMJ is an incredible player. He made the top 8 at the first time in the main bracket of CTWC this year.
Yeah.
Incredibly impressive.
I was a fan at the time, and I'm a fan now.
Yeah, I remember when he was the very last seed in CTWC 2021, and he had a deep run as seed 64. So he has a lot of history, a lot of battling and perseverance coming down from low odds.
Yeah. I feel like Meme deserves to be a meme in some fashion.
Oh, yes.
And maybe she is, but that needs to be made to happen.
Meme had one of the most insane matches of all time in CTWC 2021 in the finals of their bracket against Richie, where it was a double sweep, I think, of a reverse bracket reset where Meme was getting like 1.1s and stuff with tap, and Richie did not have the Game Genie code, so they had to manually calculate it every time.
Oh my goodness.
It was a thing, but oh my gosh, we're barreling towards the end here. Meme needs to clutch out this survival.
Yeah.
Because DMJ can make up this deficit, but he does have a dirty board, so he needs to get back to Tetrising ASAP.
Yeah, Meme's big lead has been cut down to a only pretty big lead, and
Meme is just going to take these burns here and try and probably get some Tetrises on 28 to seal the victory.
All right, yeah, DMJ's got to be efficient from here on out to have any hope at all.
Yeah, he needs Meme to top out right now.
He also needs Meme to top out, and that just doesn't seem to be happening. So that's
Meme can get 2 more Tetrises here, and that would kind of seal it if she can. But DMJ is getting all the right pieces. His board is clean. Meme looking over to screen. Look, Meme has 1 Tetris available. This is going to come down to the wire. DMJ needs both these Tetrises.
Yeah,
and he still needs more after that.
Yeah, I think it might be.
Okay.
We'll see what can happen.
He knows he can't burn. Oh, he needed to go for that T-tuck there, but that was going to be a very difficult move with Das.
And of course, the long bar is the next piece.
Yeah.
You at home know this. It's always the same.
Oh my goodness. But that was so well played by DMJ. He knew the situation. He knew he couldn't burn. He needed at least those 2 Tetrises. So he did everything he could, but just clutch performance by Meme at the end to clean up that stack and cash in those final Tetrises.
Yeah. So that's a 2-0 lead for Meme.
Yeah, so we have 2-0 leads on this stage right now. Both NGC Man and Meme looking to secure the sweeps, and Timmy Kim and DMJ hoping to keep their tournament hopes alive.
It's almost interesting that they are up 2-0 because it's very close. Every game is very close.
It is,
the first one to DMJ, that was a 2,000-point difference.
It was.
This one was a little bigger, but
it was close too. They both made it all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Timmy Kim with a little bit of an awkward board, but he's getting the right pieces to stabilize this. He doesn't have a... Ooh, that was not a good piece, the Z piece, but he fortunately gets some pieces to burn there.
Oh, Poyo giving a little history on some things Meme has done, including beating Tugi in the finals in a DAS tournament. So that is really something. Tugi and DAS, those two things go hand in hand.
Oh my goodness, and Timmy Kim just topped out just like that, and NGC Man has completed the sweep.
Oh goodness, I didn't even see that.
That was very sudden.
Happens to us all, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we've all been there.
It is something.
But congratulations to NGC Man. He will be moving on to the top 8.
Tugi is not here this weekend to answer that question. I wish Tugi were here.
Yeah,
always a great presence.
Yes. It's so tough to travel internationally. I know the expense. I want to do it more to meet the European players, go over to some of their events.
Yeah.
Hoping to do that next year.
I would love to do that too.
We got to organize a big group to go to CTWC DAS next year. Go to Germany.
I would love that so much. Meme is got a little lead.
So we're going to transition to the 2-player scene here. Yeah. Meme trying to clutch out this victory. DMJ, very intense. He's got all the mojo he can try to get external to his Tetris play with the Jonas jacket.
I'm not, and I won't say I'm rooting for either of these players, but I do want to say DMJ is such a great player. I don't want him to go down in straight games. So I'm actively rooting for at least to take a game off me.
That's what I always root for. I always root for these players to do well.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't feel great to go out in early top out, even though we all know it happens. It's sometimes unavoidable. But yeah, we want to be able to see all these players do their best.
Well, and even let's say DMJ does lose this game and he goes out 3-0. The quality of gameplay still speaks very well for him. So
absolutely,
you always remember that.
That adjustment right there to tuck in that T piece was very smart.
Yeah.
You know, really showing the efficiency that he's going for. Unfortunately, it just didn't quite resolve. He's going to have to do a bunch of burning here.
Yeah.
But he's not that far behind. Still early on. Both these players did pass the 200,000 mark by 50 lines. That is the personal check mark I use when I'm trying to go for a mid 500K transition.
Oh, by 50 you're going for 200?
Yeah, I try to get 100,000 every 25 lines.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have a personal benchmarks you go for.
That's exactly the same, actually. I always think 400 by 100.
Yep.
520 by transition I like to have, which is an oddly specific number, but that's the number I have in my head. And after 19, I kind of have numbers in my mind, but they're a little more vague. Like, just hope to get what I can get.
Yeah. The big one I think is if I'm going for a max, it's 800,000 by 26.
Yeah,
it's got to at least be that.
That's a standard one. Yeah.
Yeah.
800 by 26 is a big one, and if you can do that, then you're close to the end. So that those games can turn out pretty often.
Yeah, and the other one for me is 600,000 by 21. If I'm not there, I gotta at least pick up the pace.
Okay.
But yes, all right. These players, they are pretty close. Still only a 2 Tetris difference, 2.8 Tetris difference, now 1.8 Tetris difference. I do love that Nestor's Champs has the Tetris difference that flashes up. I don't have to do the math in my head anymore as much.
That is nice. Because I refuse to do math in my head. A lot of commentators, like I listened to, Sharky was commentating for me on one of my games, and he always knows, like, is it a column this or a column that Tetris? And I would have to, like, sit there counting. So I just say it's somewhere in the middle, or it's left or right.
Very nice spin from DMJ there just a few pieces ago. I saw he was really trying to avoid having to do it. He wanted to do it with a tuck, but eventually was forced to do it with a spin and nailed it. Those spins are so tough if you don't play Tetris. There's a very quick margin you have to hit those, and they could really screw up your stack if you don't hit them.
What is Meme looking at, Chad asked? I don't know. Sometimes you just want to stare off somewhere.
Meme might be screen looking. I'll have to look again to see if Meme is looking or something.
Yesterday I was commentating on a Meme match, and she kept looking right into the camera. Like she was staring at the commentators. It was kind of fun.
I just looked up, and Meme has a sandwich sitting next to her on the table.
Oh.
So we'll see if she pulls out the mid-game sandwich.
The mid-game bite. All right, we are getting closer now. quite close.
Meme with a long bar dependency on the left. She's going to plug the hole. She could go, and she's not going to go for a dirty Tetris. Just barrel this down. No need to do that.
Yeah. Ooh, DMJ is close, but he's got a little bit of something to fix here.
That pushdown happened just from so much playing in NWC.
I would love to see DMJ take the lead and for these two to go to the distance and then to have to play another game. That's what I want to see.
That would indeed be cool. All right, so DMJ has an, very nice skim there. It's not going to be able to Tetris for a little bit, but just safely bring this down. And meanwhile, Meme, strong transition. Okay, these are a little bit lower transitions this time, high 400,000s.
Yeah.
But they're both playing incredibly well. Both. Meme is just about Tetris ready, opens it up. Some dependency forming, needs to fill in the left somehow. Gets the Tetris just in time. DMJ is ready for Tetris, has to fills a hole.
Had to fill a hole. That's going to cost him a little bit.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Back to a good board.
This early, you just want to stay alive and live to fight another day.
Yeah.
And so DMJ is just taking the safety triples. And Meme's burning too, so he's not losing any ground.
Yeah, they're still very, very close. This is anybody's game.
All right, DMJ opts not to go for the column 2 Tetris. It's just going to burn it down. Still, just
now,
they're both screen looking.
Now DMJ's got a good shot at building a good board. The game doesn't want to let him build a good board. It keeps feeding him things that are contrary to that.
Yeah. Okay, Meme does get a Tetris, so opening up that lead down to about 3 Tetrises. DMJ is Tetris ready. Should get a long bar here pretty soon.
There we go.
It is.
Boom.
Very nice double wide well for DMJ. He's going to, oh my goodness. Misses being able to use that long bar.
There we go.
Simul Tetrises for both players. Now a 1.6 Tetris lead for Meme. Meme extends it again. So DMJ will have a long bar coming up if he can get Tetris ready in time. But he's not.
Doesn't quite.
One Mino short and still can't use that long bar.
Again, just over and over with that.
Yeah, so especially with same P sets, it can really turn the tides if one player can take advantage of a long bar and the other person can't.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Ooh, that's going to cause more burning.
DMJ was on the verge of death there. He had no options to burn on the left after that misdrop unless he got that Tetris.
It gets to the point again, just like the last game, where you get this far into the game and you're already down. You can't afford to burn quite as much.
Yeah, so DMJ is running out of time. He does have a little bit more lines in hand than Meme, but he will need to go aggressive here if Meme keeps slamming down these Tetrises. This is now over a 100,000 point lead. Level 25, that's super dangerous. You do not want to be down this big, this late.
He looked like he was about to set up a center Tetris, but he either decided not to or it slipped.
Yeah, and Meme is still on fire here. Another Tetris from Meme. Meme looking to shut the door. A 4 Tetris lead at this point on level 26.
That's a big lead.
DMJ's window is closing. He will need to go near perfect if Meme does not top out. Oh, and you can see the grimace on DMJ's face. He knows defeat is imminent unless he can clutch this out.
He's playing so perfectly now, but being perfect doesn't help when the other player's also being perfect. And that's the tough problem he's having.
So we'll see. Meme does have to do a little bit of burning here. Meme not getting ideal pieces. DMJ does have the better board, but
can he capitalize enough?
But Meme does recover, and this is close to insurmountable here.
Yeah, this borders on the insurmountable now.
Yeah, I think Meme just shut the door with that Tetris. We'll have to see. DMJ might have to set up for 2 here. Uh-oh. Meme not happy with her board, but she does have a Tetris available.
Yeah.
And there's a Tetris for Meme.
Oof.
So DMJ is going to have to set up for stuff on the kill screen. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, yeah.
And Meme sweeps the match.
Wow.
Incredible play by both players. DMJ, that was not an easy sweep for Meme. DMJ showed his skill, but Meme just clutched it out. Incredibly strong play, an incredibly strong contender for the top 8.
That was really something to watch. Near max out.
Yeah. 820 to 987. Wow, especially off a 400,000, mid 400,000 transition.
And I would be so happy with myself if I got an 820, and that wasn't enough against that 980.
That was some great post.
Jeez.
You and I don't think we're in line.
So I'm excited. I have no idea who's coming up next to our stage. We're seeing the wonderful sportsmanship and the hug between Meme and DMJ. There's so much respect here from all the competitors for each other. There we go. Can you hear us? Okay. All right, we're good.
Oh, good.
All right, so continue with your story.
Well, I'm trying to think of a story I should even tell.
Well, I can also prompt you with a question.
Let me just show you
for
this
it.
first of all. This is my shirt. This is from the 2010 tournament. I wear this every year.
That's
just
amazing.
To prove how
That's amazing.
old I am. If nothing else. Yeah, give me a prompt. What should we talk about?
Okay, so you were there at the very, very beginning of competitive Tetris
speaking of which.
when people were going for comp strats and consistency instead of PB strats, where kind of go for something higher. So, what were players talking about back then during this transition period of like, oh, now comp is this thing? How do we approach it differently?
Oh yeah. And I remember Jonas talked a lot about the differences between what you do in competition and what you do to gun for a world record. But the biggest thing then was to say, a lot of people talked about how we shouldn't push down. Now, some people did and continue to.
Yes,
and there's nothing wrong with pushing down, but that was a discussion at the time that not pushing down was helpful. And this is even before the days of having the same piece sets. So it was just considered better to kind of gauge if you needed to go hard or if you could go easy. That was the origin, really, of making sure you have a 2 wide before you have a 1 wide on the right. And just to try not to be so insane, because we tried to be too aggressive and we topped out all the time. So it's almost like the same strategies as today, honestly. It's just the origin of the discussions around them, I guess.
Yeah. I know there's a couple of videos of like you engaging with discussions with people. Robin Mahar would go around with his cell phone or his camera or whatever and film people.
Yeah.
There's a few videos, I think, of one of you talking with Harry, and then he interviewed you, or Vince interviewed you at like CTWC 2013. I think it's on Robin's channel.
Oh, sure.
Or Vince's or something. But yeah, those are great videos to look up. I guess one other story maybe you might have, because this is the Jonas Cup. What was the first time you ever met Jonas?
Oh, first time I ever met Jonas, the exact first time is that we were filming the movie and we were all getting together in a house in Long Beach. And this is a house you can see some of in the movie. We played some side games. And this is what Jonas always did in the day. He showed up late. And he did this for qualifiers too. He would show up late, throw down 1 game, and win. And so we were doing some level 19 gameplay, and everyone was trying to get the best score. And I got a good, okay score, and then Harry came in. He played for a while and beat me. And Jonas came in, and he played a little more than 1 game to beat Harry, but he didn't play that many, and he got the highest. That was the first time I met Jonas.
So even before he had won that first tournament, was there kind of this aura about him when he came in of like, oh, this is probably going to be the winner, or he's going to be really tough to beat?
I don't know. Before the first tournament, Harry and Jonas both had that aura. And Thor.
That's true.
Because Thor was at the first one too, so we didn't know if he might be tapping his way to victory.
Yeah.
Because he was a tapper before tappers entered the scene.
Yes.
But Thor clearly had the ability, because you can see it at the end of the movie where he threw down that game. But he was kind of in a state of wanting to retire from the game.
Yeah.
Even right at the beginning, and wanting to give it to the next generation.
Right.
So he was doing then what a lot of old people are doing now.
Yeah, no, I mean that's something that I can definitely relate to at this point, because I remember being so excited when I came to my first events, really just wanting more than anything to be in the tournament. And now at this point, I've been to, it's crazy to say, like probably 24 tournaments.
Yeah, because you go to a lot of the qualifiers and all that.
Yeah, and I finished 49th at this tournament. I was the bubble. I just missed it. I choked so bad. And in the past, I would have been devastated by that.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, actually, I know that somebody else got my spot.
Yeah.
Somebody who was playing for the first time in front of an audience.
Yeah.
And I got to commentate their match. And so I was actually really happy for them instead of being the distraught person I probably would have been several years ago. And it was a nice place to be at, getting to commentate with you and all this other stuff and just enjoy events like this.
Oh, someone said, I loved your passion for right well and XD. Yeah. Oh, that was a debate with Harry. I'm like, sometimes you look at what players are doing and you're just objectively right and they're just objectively wrong. And Harry was just wrong. He was like, I left well. I'm like, screw that, Harry. Come on. And now he does right well.
He still does push down, though.
He does push down. And there's nothing wrong with pushing down. That's an open debate that you could have. For him, I can't speak for him, but I will anyway, because I've heard him talk about it. He says it's just about that's the right flow for him. It's how he does it.
Yeah. And one thing I was blown away with, I did not learn this until a couple months ago.
Yeah.
The very first version of Tetris that Alexei Pajitnov played, because I got to play the original version. Somebody had an exhibit for it in Waco when I went to the qualifier this year. The only points you could get in the very first version of Tetris were pushdown points.
Oh my God.
Because the concept of going for Tetrises didn't exist yet. It was just about how many pieces could you place on the board.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense that just by pushing down, it shows that you're thinking at a higher level. You can place more pieces faster, so that's the only thing that matters.
Sure.
And so it was just this sudden realization of like, oh my gosh, the push-down strat was the original strat that was intended.
That's another one of the very minor records in NES Tetris is don't get any lines and just see how many you can get from just push down before you die.
Yes, Marfram is the master of that. Marfram has the record, and that was actually the even proto-alpha version of Tetris where you couldn't clear lines. That was when the original version that Alexei allegedly programmed, you could not clear lines. It was just about how many you could fill up in the board, and then he realized, well, that game ends pretty quickly, so I got to figure out a way to extend this, and that's when he invented the clearing lines part.
Oh man, that's an interesting piece of history.
Yeah.
Clearly a work in progress.
Right. So that very first finished version I got to play, it was sort of, it made sense. Like, okay, clearing lines with this new thing that was added.
Yeah.
And the original thing was just about push-down points. And that does also make sense when, you can't clear any lines on the board. Push-down points are the only points you can score. And you got to get as many as you can as fast as possible on that limited space. So, yeah.
It'd be interesting to create a version of Tetris where it doesn't clear lines, but it just keeps infinitely going down. And then you get scored by how few holes are in the stack after putting tons of things in.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Just popped into my head because it kind of fits with the original Tetris.
Yeah. It's not exactly the same thing, but one game I did enjoy playing that's kind of like that is Tricky Towers. I don't know if you've ever played Tricky Towers.
No.
Okay, so Tricky Towers is kind of like Tetris, but you have to build towers and race with people as fast as possible. It's Tetris pieces. They're falling. But there's like physics to the Tetris pieces. So you have to build this like really stable tower, and you build it as fast as possible, as fast as you can.
Okay, I think I have heard of this now that you say that.
So lines don't clear, but you want to like stack up something, and you don't want to have a lot of holes that can cause like, things to fall and stuff because the pieces are slippery.
Can you recreate your rant about the drawbacks of the left well? Kinda, yeah. Let me just recreate it for you right now. Are you kidding me? Do you want to make it harder for yourself to get pieces over? You want to do that? Ridiculous, Harry. Ridiculous. Stop. That's about it.
I remember your specific line from the movie was like, I would not do that.
Yeah, because you shouldn't. You just shouldn't. It's like, I choose not to have full DAS charge. I enjoy it when it's half empty. It's like just trying to make the game harder for yourself or something.
It's funny. Harry did switch, but there was another veteran player, David Vulich, that did not switch. And people said the same thing to him on his comments. And he said, I choose to not walk the easier path in life.
And I'm going to tell you this. I actually respect that a lot because I've watched his games. And even though left dwelling is objectively worse, and I won't back down from that, his outcomes, he's good.
He's amazing.
He's amazing. So I don't even want him to change either because when I look at Tetris, all these players are so good. Most players are pretty similar to each other in placement strategy. Just a couple players I've been so impressed with for being different over the years. And the two I would say are the most amazing to me are Sean Ritchie, Quaid.
Yeah.
And I just learned yesterday, Rose, her spinning and tucks are like Jonas on steroids, is how I would say, because she's just spinning and tucking more than anyone I've ever seen. And I think of those two as the most unique placement strategy players in Tetris right now.
That's amazing. That's very high praise. I will have to look more at Rose's games because I hadn't really seen her play much at all, and I didn't get to see her matches yesterday, so I'll have to go back and watch that.
I'm kind of glad I was doing commentary because I don't really watch people enough, but I watched her, and I was in awe of the spins and tucks she was doing. It's really remarkable.
Yeah.
As somebody mentioned earlier in chat that this shirt should be in the Louvre, and I do wonder sometimes because I have this stuff I get, you get stuff from places you go, and I have like all this stuff from way back in Tetris. I probably have stuff that's worth good money, and I don't treat it very well.
Well, as it so happens, there is that new marketplace that was just launched at this event for old Tetris memorabilia. You can now sell it on the open market and see what it goes for.
Well, no, I'm not giving it. I'm not giving any of my stuff up.
Oh, okay. Your stuff is under lock. That's your stuff forever. But yes, if anybody else does have Tetris memorabilia, we do want to mention it because they are a sponsor. I'll have to probably pull up the. I'll have to pull up the sponsor read on my phone, but we'll see if anything else is going on. If you want to commentate on it.
One thing Svavar was giving me crap on when he was in Minnesota with me is I have like a poster from the original 2010 tournament.
Yeah.
Signed by everybody, and he's like, that's got to be worth a lot of money. But it's just like sitting on a shelf where I work. It's not even hanging on the wall.
Yeah. Okay, so I was reminded. I was sent an email that we should mention our sponsors because they are the reason these can happen. Yeah. So this is the promo for CTWC's new marketplace. Introducing the Classic Tetris Marketplace, powered by District. Explore exclusive memorabilia from the Classic Tetris World Championship players themselves. Find rare, one-of-a-kind items straight from the legends of the game, along with a fantastic selection of retro games and collectibles that will transport you back to the golden age of gaming. Whether you're a die-hard Tetris fan or just discovering the retro gaming world, there is something for everyone. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of Tetris history. Visit district.net/Classic Tetris today and join the community of Tetris enthusiasts. I am trying to avoid spoiling what's happening on the other stream in case you're just watching us.
I was told yesterday not to talk about the other thing. They release videos in certain order, but the only spoiler I'll give is that something big happened.
Something big did happen,
You'll learn about that later.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It was unbelievable finish there, Sharky. What a tough match and great sportsmanship. Yeah, wow.
So do we know when our next matches are coming up over here? I guess maybe they're waiting for all the matches to finish on each stage. We did get 2 sweeps, so it was pretty quick.
If I know live Tetris competition the way I think I do, there'll be some delay. I don't know.
There's always something that happens. We've had fire alarms twice this year.
That's pretty funny.
That was pretty ridiculous.
It's because our players are literally on fire.
They're burning too much.
They're burning too much. Oh man.
I mean, when you look at it on the X's and O's, right?
Oh, and we have a special guest behind us.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Do you know who this is?
Yeah, I'm one of the old people. I've been around since the beginning. What's your name? Do you want to say something to the people at home?
I did it.
What'd you get?
What?
What did you do?
We just came here.
Oh, you came here.
Got here.
Oh, I thought you were about to say you got a new high score or something. Or are you still going to try and do it today?
Yeah, I'm still going to try.
Yeah.
What's your high score right now?
930,000.
Wow. And how old are you?
8.
I'm impressed. You're going to max out within a month, I bet, and you're going to be one of the top players in the world by next year. Go get after it.
Did you get a chance to talk to him yesterday or meet him?
No. Well, I stood behind him and watched him a little bit.
Okay, yeah. That kid is incredible. He would shatter the youngest max out world record by 2 years if he gets a max out soon.
Jeez.
So
by 2 years.
By 2 years. The youngest max outer ever on record was 10, mid 10 years old. And he is 8 and already has a 900,000.
Oh, he better get after it.
Yeah, no, I talked to his dad. I was like, you got to set up recording equipment for this kid.
Yeah.
Because we want to see more of his games.
Yeah, because I mean that's the world record in and of itself. You might as well try to get it soon so that you can be the earliest by a lot.
Yeah, no, he's got plenty of time, but yeah, for sure. If he gets that game, we want to be able to see it because he's incredibly talented and he really shows the next generation. For a long time it was Joseph leading Gen Z.
Yeah.
That kid is Gen Alpha. It's so weird. Yeah.
I want to get my son into Tetris. He's 6, but he's in an age where he wants to be the opposite of whatever his dad is. So it's like, hey, you want to play some Tetris? Like, that's boring. Tetris is actually becoming chess, yeah. Imagine being worse than an 8-year-old. Most everybody in the world is worse at Tetris than that 8-year-old.
I experienced that so many times when I used to be a piano player, and I would see, these little piano prodigies.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, man. Then I got into Tetris. At least I was one of the youngest people in Tetris back in 2018. I think I was the second youngest competitor, or no, third youngest after Green Tea and Joseph in 2018.
And now you are among the old men.
I'm now one of the oldest. Yeah.
It looks like they're setting up the class picture. This is only the top 16, right?
Only the top 16. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I would be surprised if they were doing the full.
It'd be hard to get 48 people up there.
48 people right now. Well, I also know I'm supposed to be on photo duties after the top 48 photo. Get people's headshots. So I might have to jump out here for a moment.
Oh, sure.
I think they're handing out like prizes. Oh no, that meme's just holding her sandwich. Meme. Meme.
Coming back from ancient Rome, give us a $25 contribution. So those have been the contributions.
Meme.
Thank you so much for
She doesn't hear us. Oh, there was a question in chat. They want to know what type of sandwich you had.
Where's the camera?
Yeah, show it to the camera there.
Okay, so basically, this is a not ham and cheese. This is just a cheese sandwich because I'm vegetarian, so I don't eat meat. So it's just cheese and a sandwich. Oh, and also a Cliff Bar. The Cliff Bar is very important.
Cliff Bars are good. What flavor?
All right.
I think it's like peanut butter chocolate chip.
Nice.
Crunchy peanut butter.
Cool.
Crunchy peanut butter, Cliff, and a cheese sandwich.
Congrats on your sweep.
Thank you. That was that should not have been a sweep. DMJ is a very strong player. It really should have been a decider. It was just unfortunate.
That is a gracious thing to say, and it's true.
It is true.
It is actually very true. DMJ was playing out of his mind. I was so nervous every single game. He would be we'd be at the same exact pace, and it was I was so relieved. I was so shocked that I actually won the first game, and then it kept being that close every single time.
Yeah. That was great post on the final game to almost max off a 400k transition.
Yeah.
So one thing that's not apparent, that's not completely apparent, is there were so many long bars during that game. There's long bars were the highest piece, so it was really the game kind of gave it to me, but it was until the very end. It was no.
All right, I think we're getting notifications that we're about ready for the second match, but thank you so much, Meme, for popping in here.
Yeah, thank you for doing this interview.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right, hopefully we get to do it again. You can go far. Good luck in the top 8.
Looks like we're about to begin round.
All right.
The next round.
Oh my gosh, look at these players. Look at these names.
We got Quaid.
Quaid, I guess, has changed countries. He's now Canadian.
He is also actually Canadian.
Really?
He's a Canadian citizen, yeah.
That is cool.
Unless he was just trolling me, which it's Quaid, so maybe. But I think
you never know with Quaid.
I think he actually might be a Canadian citizen. And Knight is also from Canada, so we have an even split here, Canada and the US.
Yeah, Canada is wonderful. I just went to Canada for the first time last month for the Montreal Regional.
Yeah.
Martz and K9 did a phenomenal job hosting that event.
Oh, yeah.
One of the best regionals I've ever gone to.
Countdown from 3, ready? 3, 2, 1,
go! All right,
we just had an amazing announcer count down the CT1 stage, so I think CT2 is still warming up.
Still warming up, yeah.
Still warming up.
All right.
The fun thing about Quaid is maybe Canadian but lives in California. Both California and Canada are .ca.
That is true. That is true.
Websites. That's a pointless piece of trivia. You'll notice a necklace on Quaid. I did hear from him that is Steve DeLuca's necklace. He's wearing it in his honor because Steve couldn't make it this year.
Oh, yeah.
Steve, also known as, why am I forgetting his screen name?
Total Radness.
Total Radness couldn't make it. We wish you were here. Total Radness, you are missed. You're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, looks like we are ready. So we'll do those slightly less good.
There's a
countdown
difference in
again.
latency between CT1 and CT2. Oh, like at the time gap?
Oh, like is our commentary delayed?
All right, it looks like we are ready for all of our games
Like
here.
probably that one
Let
is
us
more
count
live
them
than we are or
down
something.
in
All right. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And we are off. Oh my goodness. And I love it. Fractal has the very unique dash grip. It is
Yeah.
so high up in his stance that we can actually see it on screen.
Fractal's grip reminds me of like an alien from outer space visited Earth, and we're just given this control to be like, how do I hold this? And it just started doing it that way.
Yeah, I can understand Fractal's grip quite a bit because I do something that is sort of halfway in between that and a traditional dash grip. I do not use my thumbs. I use my middle finger, and it allows me more flexibility to move back and forth.
Oh my goodness.
And also I injured my thumb 5 years ago, so it's just nice to not put pressure on it constantly playing Tetris.
What is that Fractal grip? I call it the pan flute grip. It could also be called the flute grip. But it is interesting. It's just the way a person who started with rolling would grip, I think.
Yeah. So, again, so many good players up here. Quaid, funnily enough, I guess Quaid was there the very first year of CTWC, and back then he was the heckling kid.
He was the heckling kid, and he still heckles. To this day, he still heckles. He's almost close enough to hear me, and I would love to trash talk him in a way that makes him yell at me. But maybe he can't hear me well enough. He is, of course, wearing a snowman on his shirt, which I'm sure means something.
Yeah.
All right, warm up is done. Dog is up 1 game to none.
AV Geek in the lead.
Our two-time CTWC
AV standing for aviation.
Yes, AV Geek just got her pilot's license or permit or something recently.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Well, props to her.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry, everybody. Oh, CT2 is the superior audio.
Oh, because you get to hear.
We're actually ahead of CT1 in time, so we really got to not give spoilers. So thankfully we didn't before.
Oh, we have another legend in the chat, Chris Brady.
Oh, Chris Brady. And we do have a Buko. Several people are now yelling Buko in chat. We haven't heard many Bukos.
Yeah, I guess because Quaid's Quaid's playing right now, so we can't shout Buko, and Buko's not here, unfortunately, not playing.
Quaid can do anything he wants, anytime he wants to. Who is Buko? Buko is Matt Buko, another one of the originals, who Quaid, his first year, and he's only in the movie in the stands, or in the seats as a fan.
Yeah.
And he would yell, Buko. Yeah. Quaid is a great Canadian something or other.
A great Canadian hero from the Great Wide North.
Probably the best contribution Quaid ever made to the Tetris community was when he grabbed Logan Paul's shirt and said, "What is this, a towel?" It's one of my favorite moments of Quaid.
Yeah, so both Quaid and AV Geek fighting through some early traffic here in the stack.
Yeah. AV Geek with a big lead, though, so most of the pain has been on Quaid's side.
You know, Quaid is going for the very tiny, dirty Tetris here.
Yeah.
More of a Tetris with just a little speck of dust on it.
Most Tetrises that Quaid scores are dirty in some fashion, even if they're appropriate ones.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Fractal up at the top, 398,000 by 81 lines. Oh my goodness, that 83% Tetris rate. Fractal is showing his stuff. And he actually goes for putting that long bar to the left. That is crazy. That's some aggression right there.
AV Geek does seem to be singing. If anyone can read lips, we can see what she might be singing.
Quaid is still behind by about 2 Tetrises. He's just got to fight through this spot in the rafters. He's getting it down. He's got that little 1 Mino of garbage on top of his Tetris well, but he's opened it up now, just waiting for the long bar.
I like that Quaid just slowly working his way up the stack like he's building a secret grade.
Yeah.
Just ever higher Tetrising.
He does get the Tetris eventually. Knight in a little bit of trouble. Knight grimacing right there.
Yeah,
wants to get out of this, but gets a perfect L piece to the left.
That is a little bit of trouble. He's pretty high up. That's very correct gameplay.
Oh, that's
Some of those are imperfect pieces.
Yeah, that was not when Knight wanted a long bar. Would have loved a square at that point, but making do with what pieces are coming. Needs stuff for the left.
This is trouble. Getting some better pieces now, but then not great ones. It's like, ooh, these are tough now.
Okay, can actually survive this.
That one's okay.
But is going to need something for the right. Gets that over. And
that's going to really make it hard.
Gets
Probably
the triple, one piece too late, and that's going to be it. Fractal wins game number 1 with this incredible pace. Would have got any over 600,000 with Das. Might be mullening the transition. No, I don't think so.
The sun has gone down on Knight's game. Tell Quaid I still have his red coat he threw into the crowd at Worlds.
Well, yeah, I remember. I took a picture.
Grandma still has your coat.
Quaid's just in the zone. He's
Quaid's
past the
in the
transition. He wants to win this.
I probably shouldn't yell at Quaid when I'm a commentator, because it's more appropriate when you're in the stands.
Yeah. All right, so let's see how Quaid approaches this. He needs to clutch up a dig here. Oh, he's getting all the right pieces.
Easily. He did that perfectly.
Yeah.
Very efficient.
Fractal and Knight starting their second game up at the top. All right.
Quaid really is one of the, like I said before, one of the 2 most interesting placement people.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been doing as much of it this game. He's been more right well in this game, but he'll just let his well be anywhere.
Oh, this is a very tough situation for Quaid. He gets the long bar just in time to be able to survive that. So he needs something for left. Square is perfect. Chip things down. Easily gets a long bar over.
Yeah.
Cannot Tetris for a little bit, and would love to get back to Tetrising soon, but AV Geek is not going to be able to Tetris either. Oh, very nice double. Now has a double wide well. Fills it in perfectly with a long bar. No burns needed. Tetris ready and gets the Tetris. 67,000 point lead. 2.5 Tetrises basically. Quaid still cannot Tetris here. Both players are burning.
Totally tied up top.
We will see if Quaid goes for the column 2 Tetris. No, maybe.
Maybe.
He is actually.
Yeah. See, you never know what he's gonna do or where or why.
It's always a calculation of you need a long bar to fill in the column on, and he's doing it, but it's tough. This stack requires twice as many long bars as normal to avoid burns.
Yeah, this is
Okay, he does get it, but I imagine he does not try and continue this column 2 well because it's just not optimal. Or maybe he will.
Yeah, I think Quaid's center welling reminds me of how I think of David
Volich.
Yeah, Tetrising on the left. I think he's objectively wrong in putting the well anywhere, but he also is so much better than me that what do I get to say about it,
Yeah, I don't know, but Quaid is falling further and further behind here, just committed to this column 2 well. Okay, now he's finally gotten rid of it. He needs to really put the pedal to the metal in order to make up this deficit before 29. AV Geek very strong, a little bit behind max out pace, but should end this game with a high 800, low 900 if able to cash in most of these final Tetrises, and putting this game further and further out of reach for Quaid.
And Quaid had TB's not get to the edge, which is really going to make things hard for him.
Yeah, and
in fact, maybe so hard that he's as good as dead right now.
Oh yeah, he can't. He doesn't have Das loaded for the left. You could see he was trying to get a perfect wall charge by just throwing every piece to the left, but unfortunately throwing every piece to the right. But unfortunately, it just destroys your stack at that point. And that's something that it's one of the subtleties of Das. You might not notice on the surface, but when you start playing it, you really realize when you've got a desperation move you have to do to one of the sides.
Yeah.
It's very hard to have Das fully loaded when you do a skill stop. So you'll end up just throwing pieces to the other side, so you can get a perfect wall charge.
Yeah.
At that point, I think you need a perfect wall charge and a quick tap. So.
Yeah.
It was going to be tough no matter what.
That's hard to be sure to get.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's like the Arsenio Hall show.
So AV Geek were a very strong first game, and meanwhile Fractal and Knight up at the top locked in a very close game. They are on low 500k transition pace, so good games for both players, but not the crazy pace Fractal was on in the first game.
Oh, somebody mentions, I love that the commentators are actually commentating on the game. Don't get too comfortable about it, because I'll probably tell some unrelated story soon. Quick back to AV Geek can deadlift over 400 pounds. Oh, is that true? There's a lot of other talents in the Tetris community.
There's a lot of incredible talents, yeah.
Do you know Terry Purcell has gotten several 300-point games in bowling?
I did not. That is really cool. Now I want to see a Terry versus Blue Scooty bowling match because Blue Scooty just got one off of a 300-point game in bowling the other day for the first time.
Really?
Yeah, that is his big hobby other than Tetris. He loves to bowl. He's on a bowling team.
Does he roll in bowling as well?
He has a very unusual grip. I got to see it in person because he was very small last year. I mean, he's got a growth spurt over the last year, so maybe he's had to change his grip. But he had this, like, he lurched to the side, and I guess it's what they teach young kids when they need more momentum behind their ball because they have very low body weight when they're young.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe he doesn't have to do that anymore now that he's had the growth spurt. But yeah, let's see these games. Quaid and AV Geek very close in score, and Fractal and Knight both are as well.
Yeah.
Great boards all around. Fractal and Knight are still a bit away from the transition, so they don't have to panic about their board state just yet if they run into trouble, but that is something they'll be keeping in the back of their minds.
Quaid, the stack is not great, but it's going to get better with some luck.
We'll see how AV Geek approaches this. AV Geek did not want to set up the dirty Tetris, but now is forced to. We'll see if AV Geek can it gets the dirty Tetris, and AV Geek loves it.
And the reaction from AV Geek is just incredible.
You can feel it on their face. Yeah, everybody knows who's played Tetris how it feels to get that bailout Tetris way high up.
Yeah. So I was watching AV Geek play last night as well, and I mentioned that the name AV Geek could be read as average eek. Like maybe you see a spider, but it's not that big, so you go eek, but it's not a huge eek. It's just kind of an average one.
Yeah. All right, so Knight has transitioned with 527. Fractal, oh my goodness, Fractal has really turned on the pace here. We'll get almost a 600K transition if he can cash in this final Tetris. Does not.
Oh, and Knight runs into a little difficulty. That's going to...
Knight had, I think, an unintended VIT set up there. Did not choose to fill in the VITs with the line piece.
I think it was unintended.
Yeah, so Knight is just going to dig this down. It is very survivable, and very quickly Knight is back to a nearly clean board, but Fractal is now building up a significant lead.
Salted Sofa, you don't have to want to be. You're already my friend. And FCR plays, yes, we do actually know that. We were talking about that earlier. She does have a pilot's license, and it is about aviation.
So Fractal with a little bit of trouble in his stack right now.
He deserves it because he's got such a lead. I don't know if he deserves it, but...
Yeah, so this is Knight's opportunity to make up some ground. Fractal just trying to hang in here. Has to block the well. Would really love a long bar now to just dig this stack down.
Yeah.
Is not getting long bar. This is a over 30-piece drought here.
Yeah, it's getting up there.
Knight's in trouble too, and just in time, Knight gets the Tetris to survive. And Fractal, oh no,
Fractal
cannot use the Tetris. Oh, but he gets a line piece just in time, but I don't know if this left is accessible.
This is tough. This is a tough left.
Oh no, he's going to need, oh my gosh, the quick tap.
Last second tap.
He can survive this if he gets exactly the right pieces. Needs something to the right, gets it. Okay. Oh my gosh, and Fractal nails the quick tap, game-saving quick tap, and still has a significant lead. This is incredible recovery and survival from Fractal, several clutch moves.
He needed that survival, and he got it.
And Knight also at the same time, incredible clutch moves, nailing that T-spin. You could see the determination on Knight's face when she hit that. Whew.
Sure he was not on level 50. Although I wouldn't
but Knight is down almost 3 Tetrises now, so Knight will have to pick up the pace.
The fact that Knight has also been having to dig.
Oh my goodness!
Unable to capitalize.
And Knight pulling out all the stops. That quick tap to set up the Tetris, but gets droughted. So Fractal is going to take game number 2.
Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Fractal is incredible. Plays like a machine and plays with joy all of the time. Knight put up a great fight there.
What a game up top. Both these players showing they are at the top of their game with Das.
A rarity here at the bottom of the screen. Quaid is in the lead, which we're not accustomed to.
Quaid is
now it's gone. It's gone.
Oh, he's going back to his center well strats. He's got the center well going on 18, which he was moving away from, and he's had people advise him to not do it over the years, but it is his signature thing.
Yeah. I am kidding, by the way, for those at home. I know Quaid, and he likes to trash talk, and so I like to trash talk him back. So I will sound almost mean when I talk about him. I mean all of it.
All right, so both players here, they are approaching transition. AV Geek has 2 Tetrises available before the transition with no burns.
Yeah.
So has them both almost set up here. Might just have to take a safety skim here.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to stack up too high. Yeah, is going to have to take the safety skims. Ready for the Tetris, wants it right before transition, but does have a double wide wall at the top. Quaid transitions with 538.
Yeah.
Both players very safe transitions into 19. We'll see how these players go.
Yeah.
They're on borderline max out pace if they get a couple quick Tetrises here.
I want to just highlight something Burrito Dad said. He said, F you, Quaid. I'll second that, yeah.
Fractal and Knight perfectly tied up at the top with 69,000 points each.
Fractal's got quite the spire. That's the kind of thing that could get problematic, but gets away with it. Gets away with it.
So Fractal is one of those players that is just a master of everything that he does, and for a while was trying to get the first perfect max out. Dengler beat him to it, but Fractal has also practiced the ultra high efficiency strats.
Yeah.
He had that incredible 104 perfect lines in that one game at CTWC 2022.
Yeah.
In the semifinals versus Pixel Andy. So
yeah, and Fractal has been almost the first to several things.
Yes.
Talking about the perfect one and the game crash.
The game crash, yeah.
Similar situation.
He was the first to glitch colors on PAL, so he does have that. But he would love to win this tournament as much as anyone. He's really focused on DAS.
Yeah.
Ever since.
Clearly one of the best
CTWC.
all-around players in every aspect of Tetris.
Yeah.
Is Fractal. I don't even know how to kind of define the boundaries of the top 10 people because they're all so good, but Fractal's definitely one of them.
AV Geek in a very tough dig right here. Gets a perfect piece for the right to knock down the left. Needs something for the left. L piece right there helps.
That's
but needs
a fortunate piece right there. That
Ooh.
one's less good. That's good.
That was a great J. Needs something opened up and is getting the right pieces. Is almost opened this up. Now has a path to escape.
Perfect. Very nicely done, AV Geek.
But now Quaid is ahead, and Quaid really needs this game. Does not want to go down 0-2.
Yeah.
Setting up the center wall Tetris, is not going for that column 2 Tetris now. Oh, AV Geek almost dies there.
Yeah.
You can see the lean forward. AV Geek is now in like pure competition mode.
And now we see Quaid being Quaid, being what Quaid can be. He's dialed in. He's doing well. He's Tetrising in the center.
Yeah, so
He's
Quaid has to burn a little bit, but so does AV Geek, and AV Geek would love to get clean as soon as possible, down 80,000 points on level 26, but Quaid also in a bit of a risky position.
Yeah.
Very nice adjustment to get that Tetris there.
He got some crap Z's there for a minute. Or S's, I don't know which is which.
Oh no, and AV Geek is not getting the pieces for the left. AV Geek very frustrated having to block the left well.
Yeah, it's getting to be kind of a big lead for Quaid and getting to be kind of late in the game to catch up, so this is looking pretty good for Quaid. It's not certain yet.
Yeah, Quaid is ahead in lines and ahead in score. It's exactly where you want to be. AV Geek knows she has to go near perfect here. Is trying to set up, trying not to burn, has to take a double.
Yeah.
Shaking her head even though she gets the Tetris.
Oh, and then another Tetris for Quaid. That one comes close to making it certain.
Now we're seeing AV Geek knows the situation, knows she needs at least 3 Tetrises, and that's going to do it. That misdrop cannot get those final 3 Tetrises at this point.
Will be effectively impossible.
Was trying to set up the double or the center well going into 29. Still going to try and do it, but
yeah, you got to try. I mean, what else
at this point, it's effectively mullining a loss.
Yeah. Yeah, but what a great, that's how I feel about my life. I'm mullining a loss.
Oh, AV Geek trying to show everything she could. Very nice showing. And Quaid with a 937. Very nice game to even up the get.
And I think AV Geek had a 9 something in the other one. Or am I wrong about that? I don't know. Anyway, Lapis says to send Knight love. Lapis loves you. I don't know if they can hear me.
Meanwhile, up at the top, Knight is just a Tetris and a half behind Fractal, so really hanging in there against one of the favorites for this tournament. Although Knight needs this game to survive. Knight is down 0-2. And Knight, a very strong player, has made it into DAS Masters.
No, not like that. Oh, man.
So we know Knight has had aspirations of going far, but Fractal is a tough draw. And Fractal, meanwhile, Fractal would hate to go out in the top 16. Wants to at least make it to the top 8.
Yeah.
So now this is a pivotal game at the bottom.
Empty wants me to yell that I love Quaid. I will not be yelling that. All right, so we're off and running again, and you're right. Knight needs this game. There's no two ways about it. And they're playing well, so it's early on, though. Well, it's not early on. They're actually close to transition. What am I talking about?
Yeah, so Fractal will see if he burns this down, or he's just going to go a classic aggressive Fractal here and try and get a Tetris that is, the little tiny dirty Tetris on top of this one hole of garbage, and he is.
He actually.
Okay, he's not.
He
He's
could
not.
have had it. He put the S in the right place.
I mean, it's when you're up 2-0 and about to go into transition, it's not the time to go aggressive if you're playing the odds. So, it's a little bit of traffic in the stack, but he's handling it. It's
A little bit
spot.
of weirdness, but he's all right.
Yeah, the little mountain in the center. You always hate that when it festers. Knight has the perfect stack. Just Tetris ready. Got the double wide well, and there's the Tetris for Knight. Down just 2 Tetrises now.
All right, this is going to be a good game up top. Knight is focused, dialed in. So is Fractal.
Fractal had a little bit of a stress check there, had a little bit of a misdrop, but did get the Tetris, I believe, to get out of that perilous situation. Now is a little bit of a safer board, just digging this down. Nursing this 2.5 Tetris lead, trying to maintain it.
Yeah.
But Knight is closing the gap fast.
Knight is closing the gap. This is Knight knows they need it, and they're working hard.
Much of anything here in Berkeley.
AV Geek doesn't like something, or is just singing. I think just singing.
Knight is showing the full party of the nightlife right now. Getting in here, getting these Tetrises.
Yeah.
Fractal's not in a deadly board, but just a board where he's going to have to burn for a while.
Just keeps getting annoying pieces is all that was.
It's a nice L. Okay, Fractal's gone down. Fractal's back in scoring position, but we are basically tied here at the top. Fractal doing a quick screen look now that he's gone back down to the bottom and sees that he is neck and neck with his competitor. It's going to be a race to the finish. Just 6 levels to go. Down at the bottom, we are also pretty neck and neck.
Pretty
Less
neck
than
and
Tetris
neck.
difference.
Only 50 lines in, so this is where Ben Mullen would usually top out, but these players will continue on.
Nice placements by Fractal, opening up this well again. He's in scoring position, gets a Tetris. He's now down half a Tetris tonight. Still has a great board.
I'm glad to see Knight up. I want Knight to, even if he doesn't win, I want to see him take a game.
We always root for players to do their best. Knight closes over 700,000. This is max out pace. If Knight can maintain this strong Tetris rate at the end here. Well, borderline max out pace, actually. This is pretty difficult. Knight's not going to get to 800,000 by 26, but mid 900K potential.
They are just quite neck and neck at top. They're trading off who's in the lead every time they get a Tetris.
Nice clutch spin by Fractal. Gets the board ready for a Tetris. Oh no. Fractal has a terrible misdrop right before getting the Tetris, so he can survive this, but this will slow him down. This is Knight's opportunity to take a commanding lead in these final 3 levels.
And I'm kind of rooting for Knight because I want him to take a game. So, and just incredible Tetris rate for Knight right now. Not backing down, not taking foot off the gas. This is going to make it almost impossible for Fractal if he can just keep Tetrising like this.
Yeah, but we will see. Fractal, the master of so many things. Fractal is playing super dirty. Knows the situation, but Knight is shutting the door quick. Fractal needs 2 Tetrises and only has time for 2 more. We'll see if Fractal sets up a dirty center wall Tetris.
Yeah,
to try and get on 29. There's a Tetris for Fractal, but the kill screen is here.
Yeah, it is.
It's over,
Knight's
going for
game.
the Knight's trying to get a. There's the perfect square. Knight was going for the max out, had the square tuck available to set up the final Tetris for the max out, but misses it. Still, though.
Goodness, I'm sorry. I will remember that.
Did something happen?
No.
We're getting little corrections in the chat.
I'm an idiot.
A lot of stuff changes very quickly in the scene. It's a lot to keep up with, but we do our best.
Yeah.
Did you know that there is a...
Okay.
Oh, okay. Should we just toss it right to that video?
So that gives Knight one victory against Fractal. She's feeling good about that. And we hopefully, I'm rooting for a decider at this point. We need a bit more Venmo and Mike level. Am I low in the mix? Oh my goodness. Maybe I just need to hold it closer.
Yeah, that's the strategy I've done. I realized in the past that I was I was using up too much of my vocal energy being further away from the mic and talking louder. So now I've just adopted the strategy of being super close.
Yeah.
And super just sort of
Like
mellow in my volume.
Like a sultry voice.
Yeah.
I can almost feel myself being louder now. I think they turned it up a bit, and I'm holding it a little closer.
All right, so let's see. These players are about to transition at the bottom here. Quaid at 449. AV Geek transitions with 539. Great transition pace. Oh, Quaid, very nice tuck with the T-piece, but Quaid really would love to get this down. Has a dirty center roll Tetris set up. Does have burns available. This is going to be a perilous transition.
Yes.
And Quaid
and
misses the T-spin.
The T-spin.
Not dead yet, but now needs to clean this up. Well, that's not a helpful piece. Opens it up again.
I was just going to say that Quaid is being Quaid and doing great, but this is being a little rough now because of that missed T-spin.
Okay, so yeah, Quaid center wall Tetris at the transition just turned into disaster time. It didn't kill him, but it did destroy his pace there.
Yeah, the pace is terrible now.
It allowed AV Geek to build up a significant lead.
Yeah. And mullining means more than just continuing to play after you win. It also means having a bad pace. And so...
Really? You had a good pace. You had the best pace ever in the original mullen. You were going for a max out.
I'm giving myself shit. No, Quaid's pace is kind of a mullen right now.
Oh, no. A true mullen is not when you're just playing out a game pointlessly. It's when you have a good pace and you're going for something cool. And it's worthy of a mullen.
Quaid is back in good position and could knock down this lead. He's how many lines behind? Just a few lines behind, which does help him. So the lead is a little smaller than it looks like. Scout explaining a mullen to him. Oh, it's incredible. I've explained a mullen to a mullen. Me and my aunts and uncles, they don't know anything about Tetris, and I'm like, our name, I'm sorry to tell you this, Aunt Janet or whatever, but your name means a specific thing in a community. She's like, what? Yep. I gotta tell her. Mullen-splaining.
You're very, very modest. I was trying to hype you up there.
Oh, and thank you.
The original Mullen was an amazing historic game. All right, so Quaid is really trying to fight back here. He is down 2.5 Tetrises, and AV Geek is about to take a pivotal game 3 here if AV Geek can close this out. Yeah. Quaid doing everything he can, though he's not doing the Quaid Centerwell strats.
He's Tetrising every time, but AV Geek is also Tetrising every time. It's a terrible feeling when you're playing well just to be met with another player who's playing just as well.
Quaid doing everything he can there. He knows the situation. He had to play aggressive, but that's going to be it for Quaid. And AV Geek takes game number 3. Congratulations to AV Geek.
All right. AV Geek may... AV Geek is mullining.
Going for the max out.
Because, if you could get a max out, you might as well try.
Yeah. So needs to go perfect here. Has 2 Tetrises available and no lines to burn. Needs multiple line pieces.
Yeah, it ain't going to happen.
Oh, and gives up. All right.
Giving up is also a part of mullining. Part of the mystique.
That was very reminiscent of the original mullen there. I think the same thing happened on 28. Yeah.
Well, mine was much sadder. I don't even think I made it to 900. Maybe I did, but a low 900.
I believe it. Yeah, it was at least a 900. Yeah.
Up top, pretty much tied. They just started kind of recently. They're doing fine.
Yeah. There might have been some cool moves. We're sorry if we missed them on early 18. We were captivated by Quaid and AV Geek racing to the finish line at the bottom.
Hard not to be. This game, a decider on both, if you just define decider as deciding if AV Geek or Fractal will win.
That is true.
Which is not how you define a decider.
Every game decides something.
Mullen, what are your dad tips for going to a convention to ensure great sleep and great morning? I would leave my son at home being watched by some friends who have kids. So he's living his best life, but he's not here. So I'm living like me and my wife are here. We're living like crazy people. going out partying. We are not living the lifestyle of health right now.
So Fractal had a great pace going there, but had a little bit of a misdrop that festered and had to burn a couple lines. But Knight has also had to burn a couple lines, and they've been in a huge drought. So this is something that I was told yesterday when I was in comms by Scooty. He said it's very critical that when you get into a big dig, it be during a drought, so your opponent can't take advantage either.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened to Fractal there.
Yeah,
Neither,
that's why.
Yeah, neither player traded a lead at all.
That's why whenever I screw up, I always make sure to screw up when there's a drought anyway. And then I can say, oh, it's fine, who cares?
Yeah.
Someone says don't arm wrestle. Yeah, I screwed up my back, or my upper back, which I don't normally do, yesterday. Not from arm wrestling, but from commentating. Because I was just, and I got to be careful of myself here. I was commentating with Vandy, and I was at such a weird angle for an hour that I literally almost can't turn my neck. Oh, people at home, this is a maxed out neck pain.
So both these players, Fractal is going for the almost 600K transition here, has 3 Tetris's available, could get the 600K transition. We'll see if he's actually going for it. Yeah. These aggressive moves, putting the long bar all the way over to the left. I think he is really trying for the 600K transition, but has to give up on it.
Jeez, a great transition though, either way. Yeah, it's going to get a drought, so that's just not going to happen.
But he does have the burns available. That's the most important thing. Yeah, he just leaned in when he knew the 600K transition was no longer possible. Oh my goodness, what an emphasis by Knight on that final Tetris before the transition. Both of them get in with mid 500Ks.
Yeah, it's not like Knight has a bad transition. This is going to be a great game up top.
And Knight has the better board. Fractal dealing with some traffic, so this is Knight's opportunity to take the lead.
Which is good. A must-win for Knight.
Yes.
And, I'm rooting for her. It's a straight up, because I want a decider up there.
Yeah, so Fractal just trying to get this down. Quaid and AV Geek still in a very, normal game that's close, and no dirty boards at the bottom. So we'll be focusing on Knight and Fractal for now. Oh my goodness, Knight have some dependencies for me. You can see the grimace on Knight's face.
Yeah. Oh, that'll make that all better.
Very nice placements by Knight to maintain the clean board and get the Tetris. Fractal is still digging through this and is now falling behind.
Still digging, yeah. So this is good for Knight.
But Fractal knows the situation, knows he has a game to give, is going a little aggressive. He can afford to take some risks.
Yeah.
And it's just not paying off.
It sure is.
This terrible drought, and Fractal has to block the well. Fractal needs to get this down now, just takes the triple.
Yeah.
And Fractal, smiling to himself, knows he kind of got screwed by the RNG there, but played it perfectly. He needed to just survive, if nothing else.
Knight's got a little bit of a dangerous stack here now, too.
Oh,
they both
no.
have dangerous stacks.
Oh, my gosh.
If they both top out,
this is crazy survival.
Oh, and that's going to end it. And
Knight. Knight is taking this to a decider.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, Knight. That's what I call a good night. That was incredible.
Yeah, well, Knight will be saying good night to Fractal if they can finish off Fractal in this final game.
And Quaid in a must-win situation as well.
That's right.
Down 3-4 Tetrises. So this is this is the position I like to see Quaid in.
Quaid is in a tough situation right now here, too. Not getting quite the ideal piece. Is going to have to do this 18 dig up a little bit high.
It's a tough dig.
Not in the true danger zone, but he's not getting ideal pieces. Going to need something for that left. He does get the right piece. Line piece over. So now he's safe. And AV Geek just, barreling towards transition here with going to get in there probably with a mid 500,000. Exactly where you want to be. Dealing with a little bit of a drought.
Someone asks, is Quaid drunk? And I mean, is it a Saturday? Is it a Sunday? Probably, yeah.
As the Pope Catholic,
I actually think he is not. But I won't be against a little day drinking today.
All right, let's see. We do have a Jonas Cup, so hopefully the winner will drink out of the cup.
Fill it with something.
Yeah.
They should fill it with something appropriate for Jonas, or that Jonas would approve of, like whiskey.
Yeah, that's
He would,
true. Jonas had an incredible collection. Yeah.
Oh, they should do, the specific Jonas Cup they should make? They should make a whiskey glass.
Oh, yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, but oh my gosh, Quaid is on the verge of being eliminated here, down 6.5 Tetrises and about to transition in one line. We'll see if he can clutch out this dig right here.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot to be down. Maybe he kind of relies on AV topping out to even make this possible.
But he clutched up the transition at survival transition, got the right pieces, and so now he is going to want to go in Tetris mode, and AV Geek is going to want to play the safe, conservative, and not give Quaid an opportunity to come back with a big chase down.
Yeah, you only want to start being aggressive once you're up by 3 Tetrises only or something, right?
And Quaid's doing the moves he needs to do, that incredible dirty Tetris right there, but the pieces are not resolving. He's going to have to burn some more.
Oh, and AV's stack just continues to look good. This is just a punishing lead.
Quaid almost has a Tetris set up, looking for a certain piece, gets that piece.
Doesn't quite get what he needs over and over. It's just
was almost tough. Tetris ready. Opening this up again, gets the line piece to the left. Tetris ready.
Oh yeah, we can't really make the Jonas Cup whiskey glass because most of the players are under 21.
Yeah. It'll just be the Capri Sun glass for Alex
Capri
T.
Sun glass.
All right, so Quaid is in scoring position now, trying to build up another Tetris well. Gets the perfect square. It's down 5.5 Tetrises, now 4.5 Tetrises.
So that's an improvement on 6.
They're almost exactly even in lines, so this is a true lead. AV Geek just playing smart and safe and taking Tetrises where she can.
Yeah.
But Quaid is going for it. Big center well Tetris.
Quaid has to go for it, and he center wells it, and he's going to do it again if he gets another long bar.
It's now less than about 4 Tetrises, and there's another Tetris for Quaid.
He is doing what he needs to do. He's doing a great job of it. But still, that lead is pretty big, and Tetris for AV.
And Quaid takes a safety triple when the Tetris was coming next. Very tough moment for Quaid, but I mean, he does survive.
Yeah.
But AV Geek is not slowing down. Quaid just needs to throw down as many Tetrises as possible. He's probably going to play dirty here. He has no other choice.
AV Geek had been slowing down for a second there, but then got better pieces and is now back to burying Quaid.
So this will be, this is Quaid's chances are slipping away here. He is going for as many Tetrises as possible. He's not burning this down. He knows he has no margin for error at this point.
I haven't seen someone get buried alive this bad since Kill Bill. This is just...
Quaid's in a tough position, needs a long piece now. He's not taking the triple, and that could be the end.
He can't afford to anymore.
Oh!
Yeah, that's it.
And one piece too late. AV Geek is going to the top 8. Wow.
Incredible, AV Geek. Incredible.
Quaid raising AV Geek's hand. Always a good sport.
And lest we forget up top, we are in a decider and 80 lines in.
All right. Yeah, this is some high-stakes Tetris right here. Yeah, we might have to fill the Jonas Cup with cider for this decider.
Yeah. I want them both to win.
They're both such great players, yeah.
I like to see new people have success in tournaments, and Knight isn't even new in the scene, but Fractal's won a CTWC before, so I kind of... If I had to pick one, I want to see Knight win. I want to see her win this thing.
So Fractal here does have a small lead at the 100,000 mark. These are great paces by both players. Fractal almost with the pace horn pace. Jonas used to on stream, there would be a little horn that would wink every time he got over 500,000 at 100 lines. And Fractal at 492,000.
If Knight wins, would this be a reverse sweep?
I think so, yes.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Someone says I can't say that. Yeah, I know. You probably shouldn't say you want someone to win if you're a commentator. I do anyway.
Yeah.
Because I'm a wild man.
Ben is unrestricted by the Commentators Guild. I have to be more careful.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how many more times I'll be invited out to this. You've been here since the beginning. You can say whatever you want.
I've been here forever to just get away with things I shouldn't be doing.
I am rooting for both these players to do well, and do well they have so far. They're going to have high 500K transitions at bare minimum, but Fractal, this could be bad. Fractal does not have burn options. Fractal's tournament life on the line, and Knight could take this, but Knight, Fractal, Knight can't do it, and Fractal is almost there, but Knight trying to do this dig, needs 35,000 points. There's a single, and Knight's not going to do it. Fractal takes the game. In a double early top out. Oh my goodness.
Fractal's top out, I think, freaked out Knight. I mean, that happens to me sometimes too. And then, just kind of, there was a misdrop and then another, and it just, sometimes it gets away from you. Wow.
That was insane.
That was that leaves me speechless.
No, it's so tough when you're high up and everybody starts screaming in the room.
Yeah, because you're like, oh my God, what? And then... Yeah, geez.
Yeah.
Great work.
I had that, and I just I see screaming, and I can't. I just never screamed, and then suddenly my board's just dead.
Yeah.
Tournament stuff does that. That's the worst choke I've ever had, but it's fine.
Oh my goodness. We feel for Knight, but Knights at least showed their skill. They had an incredible match.
Showed great skill.
Yeah.
And we all have chokes. Oh my goodness. I remember against Robin Mahara in 2012, I had my worst choke. I had a chase down I could do. I had like 10,000 points to go, and I said to myself, you know what? Let's top out. And that's what I did. So is that it? Is that top 16 done now? Or do we have more?
I think that might be it.
Yeah, because we've done 8 people, they've done 8 people.
Yeah, so I think that's it. That was what a fitting finale.
Yeah.
And it's been incredible to commentate these matches with you, Ben. It's a true honor.
It has been fun. This is we're a good commentary team. I hope the chat agrees.
Yeah.
Scout brings all the knowledge.
So actually, one more story maybe I want to ask you about, maybe your experience of this. Speaking of chokes, the titular character of the namesake of this tournament almost had a terrible choke against you. Many, many years ago, you took him to a decider. He had a crazy early top out. It was one of his only early top outs ever in comp.
Yeah.
What was that game like?
It was satisfying. It's nice to take a win against Jonas, even if you get it just because he screws up. Because I wasn't even playing well. It was a very early top out. I had like 20,000 points. I had Tetrised once. And they were like, oh my God, Jonas topped out. And I turned to him and I said something like, a trash talk of like, that's the kind of thing that happens when you're against Mullen. And so he trash talked me back at the end. He said, I spotted your game. He still couldn't take it. And it was just true. But it was nice to have a decider against him.
Yeah.
I think that's the only time we went head to head, me and him too.
Wow, yeah.
Jeez. But he would have years where he didn't drop a game, let alone a match.
Yeah.
Just,
so you were one of the few people to ever take a game off Jonas.
Yeah. And I took, believe it or not, in the early days, I almost beat Joseph in online.
Oh.
I found out later it's because he was like playing on a flat screen, and he was newer at the time, so he wasn't like yet the Joseph we know. But I was up 2-0, and then he reverse swept me in some online thing once.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
I can say that about both of them. I don't think I've ever taken a game off Corion. I've faced Corion like 3 or 4 times.
I remember, you were one of the mainstays of the early CTMs.
Yeah.
Please go over there for
All right, so I am going to be on photo duty now here momentarily, so we're going to wrap up here. But, I mean, you can stay on as long as you want, I think.
I want to leave too.
All right, so we will.
Just because I'm tired. I love you all.
We will sign off for now, but thank you so much, everybody, for watching. It's an honor once again to relive some of these old stories in memory of Jonas and all the early days.
Yeah.
So thank you once again, everybody.
Bye-bye. All right.